When you think back on your own education, there's probably a teacher who stands out as an exceptional source of encouragement and inspiration. Maybe it was a college professor who inspired you to change your career field. Maybe it was a kindergarten teacher whose simple acts of kindness made a positive difference in your childhood. But no matter what grade you were in or what subject you were studying, chances are your favorite teacher possessed many of the skills and characteristics that are featured on this list, which breaks down the qualities of a good teacher. Whether they're teaching advanced calculus or how to count to 10, effective teachers share certain universal traits in common. For example, all great educators have the ability to listen actively not only to their students, but also to their colleagues, school administrators, and students' family members. We'll talk more about active listening and why it matters below, along with several other traits that teachers should try to exemplify. A teacher plays a vital role in shaping the knowledge, skills, and attitudes of students. The quality of a teacher can greatly influence learning outcomes as well as the overall classroom experience. While formal qualifications and years of experience matter, a truly good teacher is recognized through certain qualities, behaviors, and the positive impact they have on students. Knowing whether someone is a good teacher requires careful observation of how they teach, interact with students, and foster learning. One of the first indicators of a good teacher is a deep understanding of the subject they teach. A teacher who knows their subject well can explain complex concepts clearly, answer questions confidently, and connect lessons to real-life situations. However, knowledge alone is not enough. A good teacher also adapts explanations to the student's level of understanding, ensuring that every student can follow along and grasp the concepts being taught. Equally important are effective communication skills. A good teacher can convey ideas in a clear and engaging manner, often breaking down difficult topics into simple, understandable parts. They use examples, stories, and sometimes even visual aids to make learning more relatable and memorable. Communication is not only about talking, it also involves listening attentively to students' questions and responding thoughtfully, creating an atmosphere where students feel heard and respected. Passion and enthusiasm are qualities that can make a teacher stand out. When a teacher shows genuine interest in their subject, it inspires students to develop curiosity and motivation. Learning becomes more enjoyable and engaging when the teacher brings energy and creativity to the classroom. A passionate teacher often goes beyond the textbook, introducing new ideas and perspectives that encourage students to explore and think critically. Patience and understanding are equally essential traits of a good teacher. Every student learns at their own pace, and encountering challenges is a normal part of the learning process. A patient teacher provides the time and support needed for students to grasp difficult concepts. Instead of showing frustration when students struggle, they offer guidance, creating a safe and encouraging environment where mistakes are seen as opportunities to learn rather than failures. Maintaining a positive classroom environment is another sign of a good teacher. They know how to manage the classroom effectively, balancing authority with friendliness to ensure that students remain attentive while feeling comfortable expressing themselves. A well-managed classroom allows lessons to flow smoothly, maximizes learning time, and minimizes distractions, which helps students stay focused and engaged. Good teachers also encourage and support their students in a way that goes beyond academics. They celebrate achievements, no matter how small, and provide constructive feedback to help students improve. They act as mentors as well as instructors, guiding students not only in their studies but also in their personal growth. Their encouragement motivates students to reach their full potential and develop a sense of confidence in their abilities. Another important quality of a good teacher is adaptability. They adjust their teaching methods based on the needs of the students and remain open to learning new strategies themselves. Lifelong learning allows teachers to stay updated with advances in education, technology, and research, ensuring that students receive the best possible guidance in a changing world. Finally, the ability to build strong, positive relationships with students distinguishes a good teacher. They recognize the individual strengths, weaknesses, and interests of each student and foster an environment of trust and respect. When students feel valued and understood, they are more likely to engage actively in learning and develop a lasting interest in the subject. A teacher who can connect personally with students leaves a meaningful impact that goes far beyond the classroom. Determining whether someone is a good teacher requires observing a combination of qualities, including knowledge, communication skills, passion, patience, adaptability, and the ability to build positive relationships. A good teacher goes beyond merely delivering lessons; they inspire, motivate, and support students throughout their learning journey. While classroom performance and student feedback are important indicators, the true measure of a good teacher is the lasting influence they have on students' growth, both academically and personally. Teachers hold a uniquely influential position in society, serving as guides, mentors, and role models who shape the intellectual, emotional, and moral development of their students. A teacher's influence extends far beyond the walls of the classroom, touching the personal and professional lives of students long after they leave school. The role of a teacher is not limited to imparting knowledge; it involves inspiring curiosity, fostering critical thinking, nurturing confidence, and encouraging lifelong learning. To achieve these goals effectively, a teacher must possess a combination of qualities that enable them to educate, motivate, and support their students. Among these essential qualities are deep knowledge, effective communication, patience, empathy, adaptability, discipline, passion, encouragement, organization, and a commitment to lifelong learning. Each of these qualities plays a crucial role in creating a learning environment where students can thrive. A teacher's knowledge and competence form the foundation of effective teaching. A teacher must not only be familiar with the subject matter but also possess the ability to convey it clearly to students of different abilities. Knowledgeable teachers inspire confidence in their students and create a classroom environment in which learning is taken seriously. For example, a physics teacher who explains the concept of gravity by referencing real-life examples such as the motion of planets, falling apples, or even amusement park rides helps students connect abstract ideas to the tangible world around them. Such examples make learning more concrete and memorable. Teachers must also continue learning, keeping themselves updated on new developments in their fields. A biology teacher, for instance, might incorporate the latest discoveries in genetics into their lessons, demonstrating to students that learning is not static but a dynamic, ongoing process. Effective communication is an equally important quality. A teacher's ability to convey ideas in a clear, engaging, and understandable manner directly affects students' comprehension and interest. Communication is not only about explaining concepts, it also involves listening to students, understanding their perspectives, and responding to their questions thoughtfully. In one classroom scenario, a history teacher noticed that students were struggling to understand the complex causes of World War I. Instead of merely reciting facts, the teacher organized a mock debate where students represented different countries and argued their positions. Through this interactive exercise, students not only learned historical facts but also developed critical thinking skills and a deeper understanding of international relations. Effective communication, therefore, involves creativity, interaction, and responsiveness to students' needs. Patience is another critical attribute for a teacher. Every student learns at their own pace, and a teacher must be willing to accommodate differences in understanding and ability. Patience allows teachers to guide students through challenges without frustration, creating an environment where students feel safe to explore and make mistakes. A mathematics teacher, for example, might spend extra time with a student struggling to understand algebraic equations, patiently walking through each step until the student gains confidence. By treating mistakes as learning opportunities rather than failures, patient teachers encourage persistence and resilience. In classrooms where patience is practiced consistently, students are more willing to ask questions, express doubts, and engage actively with the material. Empathy and sensitivity further distinguish effective teachers. Understanding students' emotions, personal circumstances, and individual learning styles allows teachers to connect with their students on a meaningful level. Empathetic teachers can recognize when a student is feeling anxious, overwhelmed, or discouraged and can provide the support necessary to help them succeed. For instance, a teacher noticed that a student who had recently lost a family member was unable to focus in class. Instead of reprimanding the student for incomplete homework, the teacher offered extra support, extended deadlines, and provided encouragement. Sensitivity and empathy create trust and respect, fostering a safe and inclusive classroom where students feel valued and supported. Adaptability and creativity are essential qualities in modern education. Classrooms are dynamic environments, and no two students are exactly alike. Adaptable teachers are able to modify lesson plans, teaching methods, and classroom activities to meet the unique needs of each group. Creativity allows teachers to make lessons engaging, interactive, and memorable. A literature teacher, for example, might ask students to create short films or act out scenes from a novel to better understand character motivations. A geography teacher might use interactive digital maps and virtual field trips to explain geographical phenomena. Such methods not only make learning enjoyable but also demonstrate to students that education can be flexible, relevant, and stimulating. Discipline and fairness are vital for maintaining a productive and respectful classroom environment. A teacher must establish clear rules and expectations while enforcing them consistently and justly. Fairness in a classroom ensures that all students feel respected and valued. For example, a teacher who grades assignments objectively and addresses classroom misbehavior calmly teaches students about accountability and responsibility. A well-disciplined classroom is organized, predictable, and safe, allowing students to focus on learning rather than being distracted by disorder or perceived unfairness. Balanced discipline, when combined with understanding, encourages students to develop self-control, responsibility, and respect for others. Passion and enthusiasm are qualities that deeply influence students' engagement and motivation. A teacher who genuinely loves their subject can inspire similar feelings in their students. Enthusiasm brings energy and excitement to lessons, making even difficult topics interesting. For example, a chemistry teacher demonstrating an experiment with dramatic chemical reactions can captivate students' attention and ignite curiosity about scientific principles. Passionate teachers often serve as role models, showing students the value of dedication, hard work, and genuine interest in learning. This excitement is contagious, motivating students to explore subjects with greater curiosity and commitment. Encouragement and motivation are equally crucial for effective teaching. Students need positive reinforcement to build confidence and a willingness to take intellectual risks. A teacher who celebrates small achievements, recognizes effort, and provides constructive feedback helps students develop resilience and self-esteem. For instance, a teacher might commend a student for persisting in solving a challenging math problem, even if the final answer is incorrect. Such recognition motivates students to continue trying, emphasizing the importance of effort and growth rather than perfection. Encouragement transforms the classroom into a space where students feel empowered to challenge themselves, ask questions, and strive for excellence. Organization and preparation underpin all other qualities of a successful teacher. Careful lesson planning, effective time management, and systematic tracking of students' progress ensure that lessons run smoothly and that students' needs are addressed. For example, a history teacher might prepare worksheets, timelines, and multimedia resources in advance to help students grasp complex events, ensuring that class time is used effectively. An organized teacher reduces confusion, maximizes learning opportunities, and creates a structured environment in which students can thrive. Organization also allows teachers to anticipate challenges, adapt as needed, and maintain a sense of calm and control in the classroom. Finally, a truly great teacher is a lifelong learner. Education is constantly evolving, and teachers must continue developing their skills, embracing new teaching methods, and integrating technology into the classroom. Lifelong learning demonstrates to students the importance of curiosity, perseverance, and self-improvement. For instance, a teacher who attends workshops on digital learning tools and then incorporates them into lessons shows students that learning does not stop with school. Teachers who model continuous growth inspire students to adopt a similar mindset, fostering intellectual curiosity and adaptability that will serve them throughout life. Education is often considered the cornerstone of personal and societal development, and teachers are the architects of this foundation. A good teacher does far more than deliver lessons; they inspire, motivate, and shape the minds of their students. The impact of a good teacher extends beyond academic performance, influencing character development, critical thinking, and lifelong learning. Their influence can leave lasting impressions that shape the future of individuals and communities. Firstly, a good teacher significantly affects academic growth. They are not merely conveyors of knowledge but facilitators who make learning engaging and accessible. By employing creative teaching methods, adapting to different learning styles, and providing constructive feedback, a good teacher helps students grasp complex concepts more effectively. Their ability to identify strengths and weaknesses allows them to guide students toward improvement, fostering both confidence and competence. For instance, students who struggle with mathematics or science often achieve breakthroughs when a teacher patiently explains concepts in a relatable manner, making them feel capable of success. This academic support can shape a student's educational trajectory, opening doors to opportunities that might have seemed unattainable otherwise. Beyond academics, a good teacher profoundly influences character and personal development. They model essential life skills such as discipline, empathy, responsibility, and resilience. By creating a supportive and respectful classroom environment, teachers instill values that extend beyond school walls. Students learn not only to absorb information but also to collaborate, think critically, and navigate challenges with confidence. Teachers often serve as mentors and role models, guiding students through social, emotional, and moral dilemmas. This guidance can be particularly impactful during formative years when students are developing their sense of identity and self-worth. Moreover, a good teacher fosters a lifelong love for learning. Education is not limited to textbooks and exams; it encompasses curiosity, exploration, and the desire to seek knowledge independently. Teachers who encourage inquiry, creativity, and problem-solving cultivate intellectual curiosity that lasts well beyond formal schooling. Students inspired by such teachers are more likely to pursue higher education, innovative careers, and continuous self-improvement. The spark ignited by a dedicated teacher can influence a person's aspirations, career choices, and overall worldview. The social impact of good teachers also deserves attention. By nurturing informed, compassionate, and responsible individuals, teachers contribute to the betterment of society. Students who have benefited from exceptional teaching are more likely to engage positively in their communities, promote ethical values, and participate in civic activities. The influence of one teacher can ripple outward, affecting families, workplaces, and communities for generations. In essence, good teachers help cultivate not just knowledgeable students, but conscientious citizens. In conclusion, the impact of a good teacher is profound and multifaceted. They influence academic achievement, shape character, inspire lifelong learning, and contribute to societal well-being. The best teachers leave an indelible mark on their students' lives, often remembered for years and credited for shaping personal and professional success. Education may be a shared journey between teachers and students, but the guidance of an exceptional teacher can define that journey, turning potential into achievement and aspirations into reality. Indeed, a good teacher does not merely teach, they transform lives. The qualities of an effective teacher are diverse, interconnected, and essential for creating a learning environment that is both productive and inspiring. Knowledge and competence form the foundation of teaching, while communication, patience, empathy, adaptability, discipline, passion, encouragement, organization, and lifelong learning ensure that students are engaged, supported, and motivated. Teachers who embody these qualities do more than transmit information, they shape the character, mindset, and potential of their students. Through empathy, creativity, and dedication, they foster curiosity, resilience, and confidence, leaving a lasting impact that extends far beyond academic achievement. The teacher who possesses these qualities is not merely an educator but a mentor, a guide, and a source of inspiration, shaping generations of students to meet the challenges of life with knowledge, skill, and integrity. As the great educator William Arthur Ward once said, "The mediocre teacher tells. The good teacher explains. The superior teacher demonstrates. The great teacher inspires." Truly, great teachers inspire students to learn, grow, and believe in their own potential, leaving an indelible mark on both their minds and hearts. Earning from a good teacher goes far beyond just absorbing subject knowledge. It's about learning how to think, approach problems, and carry yourself in life. From a good teacher, you can learn mastery of a subject and the ability to make complex ideas simple and understandable. You can learn how to ask the right questions, think creatively, and approach challenges with curiosity. They model discipline, patience, and persistence, showing you the value of consistent effort and practice. Observing how they communicate and empathize teaches you how to express yourself clearly, listen actively, and understand others' perspectives. A good teacher also demonstrates values like integrity, humility, and a love for lifelong learning. They show how to guide and inspire others while remaining resilient in the face of setbacks. Thanking a teacher can be done in many meaningful ways. A heartfelt thank you in person or a sincere note explaining how they have impacted your life can be incredibly powerful. Sharing your growth and mentioning specific lessons or moments that were meaningful lets them see the real effect of their teaching. Thoughtful gestures, like small gifts or items related to their interests, can also express appreciation. Another meaningful way to thank a teacher is through your actions by practicing what you've learned, upholding the values they've taught you, and carrying forward their lessons in how you treat and guide others. Often, the most enduring way to honor a teacher is to pay it forward, using what you've learned to inspire and help others. Thank you for watching this video.